Hallelujah. Kembo, Kembo, Natatanzambi, Yamazulu. Our Nzambi, Nzambieto. Siami to all the kings, queens, Ngangas, Nabis. Hallelujah. Our brothers and sisters on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome again. Hallelujah. This is part 2 of the powerful teaching that we have received last Samba from our Queen Tabitha. And we are honored to have her with us again. And I will turn it over to her so that she can give us more. Welcome again, Queen. Thank you for being with us, Matondo Masaka. Hallelujah. It is in your hands. Hallelujah.
Queen Tabitha, I was asking, do you need me to give you control of the screen? Do you have anything that you want to share from your computer? I can give you control over the screen.
Okay, you know, this teaching just came abruptly, so I haven't prepared my laptop. So for now, I'm just using my iPad. But
Okay.
in case you get, you can reach the photos I sent you.
Yes.
From your phone.
Yes.
I will ask you to share.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Got an email for that.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Greetings, family. Glory, glory to the Most High. Glory to Tata Zambi. I want to thank you very, very much, my family, this evening for joining me and for being obedient and being humble to the Most High and wanting to seek the Most High in all ways. You know, the Most High says, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open, and look and search and you shall find. So I welcome you to this teaching this evening. Come with the humble hearts, come like babies. I want you to come like children. You know, a child doesn't know anything and a child is just being taught by the parents. This is how you go to the bathroom. This is how you wash your hands. This is how you make your bed. So when the Most High says he wants us to be like little children, he tells us, he means this: no matter how much education we may have of this world, his wisdom, his things, his revelations is very simple, like you teaching your baby to wash the hands and to use the bathroom. Very simple. So when we come with this, a lot of scholar material and confuse ourselves without realizing that these people stole our history. They have hidden our history. They rewrote our history. They took the script and placed it in another land. You know, when you make a movie, when you create these dramas and the things of the sort, you have 3 things. You have the characters, you have the script, and you have the setting. So if this movie has maybe Bollywood characters from India, and the setting will be in India, and then somebody takes some characters from Europe and puts the setting in Paris, France, you see, there will be a problem there. You see, that's how the lies work. So if you take a script that was written for the people in Africa, set in Africa, all the things happened in Africa, these people had African neighbors, then you take the script and put it in another land, and then you give them other neighbors, you give the script to other people, so are you obeying the rules? So that is how the lies have worked. So the Most High has been revealing so much to me, and I didn't start with searching. I said, the first thing, I get a revelation. Then I meditate upon his word. And from there, because I want to convince the doubting Thomases, you know, now, you can't believe what the Most High tells you, but your brethren and sisterin, there is sisterin, brethren and sisterin, they are doubting. So what do? So you have to go this, Google this, just try to show them. But that does not mean that the research we've been doing is just a belief on books and whatever. So my dear people, Abantu Bayitu, I love you so much. I want you to know the truth. I want you to know your history. I know much has been said about the transatlantic slave trade, but you have never been told about the Persian-Indian Ocean, Red Sea, Saharan, Trans-Saharan slave trade. And do you know why in America you're told only about one slave trade? And you're not told about the other, the one that began, ancient. Before even the Messiah was born, they were selling people from these lands. They never tell you, because if they tell you about the Persian slavery, about the Indian Ocean trade routes, you will know what really happened. You know what? If you know what happened in East Africa with the Greeks and the Persians, you know what? That Bible you have, that Old Testament will make sense. Even the New Testament about Samaria and the northern tribes being wherever and running to Egypt to hide and whatever, the scripture will make sense. So this is to tell our people. There are people out there, I know you are not doubting, but there are people out there maybe who will see this video, you can share with them, who are really doubting. Are we the people? Is that land the land? Are the people in Africa really our neighbors? When we had the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, we had neighbors. But now they give you different neighbors in the other side. Then they take the rivers of Eden and put in another side. Now we become confused. So today I'm going to focus on the Persian-Indian Ocean slave trade. What happened? In ancient times, before the New Testament was written. Once you know this, then you can know why you were taken from the east coast of Africa or west coast of Africa, or from the Sahara, or from the Cape down in South Africa. So it's all about us. And I'm not talking about East Africa because I'm a Kenyan coming from East Africa. No, that is not the case. I've been having many revelations about South Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, but for this time, I realized that the Persian-Indian slave trade is the only answer to the infighting we have as the children of the Most High. There are people there on the streets. There are people on the internet. They are saying this, they are saying that. So they are saying they know scholarship, they have evidence, they have this, they are saying, no, we are going to that land, Babylon is here, this is here. And we've tried to talk to some of them, but they are not humble enough, they are not ready to listen to us sharing. This is not about I know, no. This is about helping our people to recover their migration story. So I want to tell you what happened in BC before the Messiah was born. Let's start from there. And in another episode, the Most High willing, because now I think we have a lot. We have to go step by step. We will talk about Shinar, and we will talk about the tribes that must have come from the Assyrian captivity. So you must know which captivity you came from. So, and you can know this by following your migration story, all right? So that one we will do the other time. But for today, let us concentrate on the Persian-Indian Ocean trade. It was a trade of many things before they started trading people. It was a trade of many things. So the question is this: did we ever sail? Were we merchants, or we sat in Africa waiting to be enslaved and colonized? It was not the case. We were not waiting for somebody to come and take us captive. Who were our neighbors? Once you know your neighbors, you will know the boundary of the Northern Kingdom, because your neighbors are right on the Northern Kingdom. Their lands we did not take. Their lands we were not able to take from the Canaanites. And those people are living up to now, they are living in those lands. So they are our very, very close neighbors. Don't forget, you don't have Persian neighbors. Look at the color of your skin, look at yourself, and look at the neighbors that are there. Really, do you match? Do you think you can merchandise, and do you have the goods they need? Do they have the goods you need? Did you do business with them in the ancient times? So the people we are going to look at are the people we did business with. They are people who helped us when we were in problems. They are people we fought with. They are people who took us exile. They are people who took us into captivity. These are our neighbors. These are the people we use either to fight with, trade with, and do all sorts of things. All the things you do with your neighbors. So I will go straight to the topic, but please help our brothers out there. Tell them we are ancient people from ancient lands. Our ancestors spoke ancient languages. We have ancient neighbors who were ancient merchants, who spoke ancient languages. So an ancient person has ancient neighbors, therefore they live in an ancient land. They have ancient traditions, whether good or bad. And another thing, remember my people, the good and the bad began in Africa. The bad things began here and the good things began here. The creation of man began here. The fall of man began here. So if you want to look for the good, come to Africa. If you want to see the bad, check in the history, read the scriptures. You will see all the bad things we did and the bad things our neighbors did. So who are our neighbors? Our neighbors are the same people who are called Africans today. Those are our neighbors. And those neighbors are Cush, Libya, Egypt, Put, and the Canaanites. But the names of the Canaanites have been changed here and there so that they can hide the truth. They can hide what happened. And then another thing very, very important. Once we know our neighbor, we know the boundaries of our land, we have to know our harbors, ports. Then we have to know the goods we traded in, the goods we bought from who, from where, how were the goods carried. We just didn't sit in Africa and sleep in the jungle and that was it. No, we did business, and other nations, when you see the scripture say other nations, these are our neighbors who used to trade with us. And we will see the people who were killing elephants and panthers, the leopards, you call them panthers, and who were selling the animal tusks and the other things. And why the children of Isolele were not hunting and selling this. Okay, later in life, we will see that even the Bantu started selling ivory. But before that, there were people who were killing elephants, selling the ivory, killing the panthers. And you will now realize why the people in Africa both in the north and in the south wear leopard skin. So there were merchants, ancient merchants in Africa. These are merchants. When you're a merchant, you sell your goods to anybody who is willing to buy your goods. You don't choose. So these merchants were selling their goods to both the Egyptians and the children of the Most High. They were selling to all people equally. And these people might have had the warrior type kind of nature that helped them hunt. You know, it's not easy to hunt a leopard. So these people must be warriors and they must know how to use the bow and the arrow. So if somebody tells you that I come from Tyre, which is Tisor in Hebrew, in what they call Hebrew, Aramaic, whatever, in Bantu, it's our Bantu anyways. If somebody tells you, I'm coming from Tyre, I'm a Sidonian, I am from Lebanon, they don't know how to cut trees, but he's telling you he's from Lebanon. Then he tells you, I'm a Sidonian, and he can't hunt even a cockroach. He can't even kill a cockroach with a sandal, you know, the sandals we use for the bathroom. He can't kill a cockroach. He can't chase a rat. Then this person is telling you he's a hunter. He has never even seen a bow and an arrow, and he doesn't know how to use that. Then he tells you he was the Sidonian killing panthers. You see how the tourists come for safari in Africa, and some misbehave and they are killed by the wild animals, but they wonder why the native people have lived with these animals for very long and not for a very long time, and nothing happens. In Kenya, a lion sees a Maasai warrior, they give way. We've never had reports that a lion killed a warrior, a lion killed a Maasai Moran. Moran is a warrior. You will see they will make braids, put the dye, red dye, and then they will have their spears. They have several steps of initiation, and a warrior is called Moran. So Moran is a warrior. They will make those braids very long like the Egyptians. And then some years back, for a Moran to marry and to be called a Moran warrior of the clan, they had to kill a lion to show bravery. So, but for now, the government is strict on hunting and those sorts of things. So there were people who were killing these panthers. There were people who were bringing the ostriches and ostrich feathers. If somebody tells you they are from Sidon, they are the Phoenicians, and they have never seen an ostrich. Okay, some have not seen because we live in the diaspora, but I'm saying in their land where they call him Sidon, there is no one ostrich, my people, a Bantu. Today, I want us to just use our common sense. I don't want to be emotional. Common sense, my people, today, common sense. So that's why I said we be like babies, just learn step by step. Let us not say, oh, but this says like this, but Ptolemy said like this, but the Greek historians say that like, before the Romans and the Greeks, we were existing. We are ancient people, right? So we will know these people, and we will find out that these things that were merchandised can only, majority of them are native to Africa and can only be found in Africa, which means the nativity of those trees, the nativity of those leopards, panthers, you call them, the nativity of the ostrich, the nativity of the elephants, which they have hunted for years for ivory, the nativity of those apes in Africa and monkeys that King Solomon was given and other kings in Egypt, we will find out that the nativity is in our land. And the Sidonians, whose land had panthers and the same commodities we have, are still in Africa. Take your pen and a paper. The Phoenicians, the Sidonians, the people from Tyre, Tisor, are still in Africa and they are called Africans today, but their identity has been hidden. So once we know where Phoenicia was, where Tyre was, I want you to do your homework before 2022. I want you to find out the capital of the northern kingdom that was called Samaria. So you'll find out today where Sidon is, where Phoenicia was, and where we said Phoenicia, Tyre, and Sidon. And you'll do your homework. I will give you some tips. I give you some tips. I'm not sure, I don't have the revelation, so that's why I'm telling you that we can do it all together. I've not been doing this together. Dada been sharing, you know, Dada gives me revelation. Everything she says, the revelation is just at par. Everything is just very clear. So she has a good prophetic line. Her line, her revelation, whatever is clear. It's clear, there's no interruption. So we are going to find out. So we are going to look at a little history and then a few scriptures, and I've just introduced what we are going to talk about. So once we know where the ships of King Solomon docked, where he built his ships, and the neighbors of the northern kingdom, who were the Sidonians, then we might be able to find the tribe of Zebulun, because the tribe of Zebulun had harbors as well, and they live near the people of Sidon. So the tribe of Zebulun will just be at near these people. So these are our neighbors. So we will go to some scriptures. I will read really fast. But if you have a pen and a paper, you can write this down and share to your friends, with your friends, and tell them this, Africa in the Bible. So that will be the title. Is that landmass? I'm not talking about middle of nowhere. I'm not talking about middle north, middle south, no. I'm talking just on the continent of Africa with the Mediterranean Sea at the top, Atlantic on the other side, and Indian Ocean and the Red Sea. Those lands coming this way towards the east, towards the west, sorry. Those are the lands I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any middle of any middle, all right? I hope you understand me. So write it down. Genesis 25:1, just note. This is Africa in the Bible. Acts chapter 8:27-31. Acts 8:27-31. Acts 10:34-35. Daniel 11:43. Daniel 11:43. Amos 9:7-8. Jeremiah 46:9. Jeremiah 46:9. Numbers 2:1. Numbers 2:1. Genesis 2:11. Genesis 2:11. Psalm 68:31. Psalm 68:31. Second Chronicles 7. Second Chronicles 7:13-14. Isaiah 30:1. Isaiah 30:1. Second Kings 19:7-11. Second Kings 19:7-11. First Kings 3, chapter 3:1. First Kings chapter 3:1. Exodus 15:26. Exodus 15:26. All that is Africa in the Bible. So this is talking about your neighbors. Once you know your neighbors, and then now we can move ahead. You can go look for your land and your boundaries and the rest. If you want to find artifacts, maybe you'll find some. Once you know your land and you know where Samaria East, do that homework, all right? Isaiah 20, 1 to 6. Isaiah 20, 1 to 6. I said Exodus 15, verse 26. First Chronicles 29, verse 4. Then Acts 13, verse 1. Acts 13, verse 1. Zephaniah 3, 9 to 10. Zephaniah 3, 9 to 10. It just came up. Zephaniah 2, 1 to 15. Verse 1 to 15. Jeremiah 6. Jeremiah verse 6, 16 to 20. Jeremiah 6, 16 to 20. Second Chronicles 14. Second Chronicles 14, 9 to 15. Then Jeremiah 38. Jeremiah 38, 7 to 13. Ezekiel 29, verse 20. Ezekiel 29, verse 20. Isaiah 43, verse 3. Isaiah 43, verse 3. Psalm 72, verse 10. Psalm 72, verse 10. Second Chronicles 12 to 2. Second Chronicles 12 to 2. First Chronicles 1, verse 10. First Chronicles 1, verse 10. Second Kings 23, verse 29. Second Kings 23, verse 29. Okay, I will just show you briefly what we are going to discuss so that I'm not keeping you in that kind of weird imagination. So I just show you what we're going to talk about. Next time, maybe I will be able to share my screen. I hope you'll be able to see this. Can you see this? There is somebody called, wait, I'm so sorry. Okay. I had written on my papers, but I realized that when I share with you, it will look backwards. It's like when you look in the mirror, the other words go this way. So I tried to write from right to left, so that when I share, you can see the words. So my handwriting is, because I was just trying to write from the right going to the left, so that when I share now, you can see the word as it is. Because if I write the normal way, you'll see the words backwards, like they have been flipped. I hope you get it. So we are going to talk about a person called Foot. We have a person called Foot in the Bible, who was a brother of the Egyptians, the Cushites, and the Libyans. So Foot is the same person as Punt. Okay, Foot is the same as Put. I think in your Bible is Put. P-U-T. So Foot or Put, the H, you know, doesn't carry a lot of weight. So Foot or Put is Punt, is modern day Punt. Punt, we have a country called Punt, Somaliland. We have a country called Punt, Somaliland in the Horn of Africa. So as an East African Bantu, I have the responsibility to share with you this because I'm from East Africa. These are my neighbors. So I have the responsibility, a heavy responsibility. So I have to do it, all right? Punt, Somaliland, all right? This could be Phoenicia of the scriptures or Sidon of the scriptures. So, and Tisor as well. Tisor, they call it Tyre nowadays. They changed. So that you know what we're going to talk about, because I might talk many words and it's not going to help us. So we are also going to talk about ancient ports and harbors. We talk about, can you see? Can see clearly? We're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
it's just backwards, or is this some of the things that you shared with me, Dada?
Yes, yes.
It's
Backwards?
flipped. It's flipped on our side. I did find the one with put what you just had that you shared with me.
What about this one? Backwards also?
It's
Yeah.
backwards, yes.
Yes.
The other white paper.
Okay.
The white paper is
Okay.
not though. Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
first.
white paper is good.
Yes.
Wow.
the-
Wow. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, we go.
Yes,
This is fine.
yes, yes.
I'm sorry, Bernadette. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go. Put is foot, and he's punt. If you see a country called punt is biblical foot. All right? And then you can see the exports. You can see the exports of that country, present and in ancient times. So nothing has changed. Banabetu, nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, all right? So they exported incense even from ancient times, leopard skins, apes, and ivory. Incense, frankincense, this is a big exporter of the same. So I shared with Dada, she will share with you on your group. She will share with you this. So you can see that. Then, so that is Punt, Somaliland. And they are near Egypt, as we will see from the scriptures. They are the people of the bow. To be a hunter, you need a bow and an arrow. They live near Tyre, Sidon. They live near the Phoenicians. They live near the Sidonians, and they are ancient merchants. All right? Are we together? All right. So here is goods traded to date in Puntland. As you can see, we have precious gums, ostrich feathers, animal products. We have acacia. Yes.
There you go. You needed to move it over a little bit. That's it right there.
Like this.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see you so that you can always correct me. Yeah? Okay. These are goods traded to date in Punt, Somaliland. So precious gums, right? For frankincense and the others. Ostrich feathers. Which people use ostrich feathers? The people who are called Africans today. Those are the people, when we do traditional dances, you will see them wearing ostrich feathers. And what about the monkeys? Do you see traditional songs when they're performing, especially in East Africa? I don't know about the other Bantus, they will let us know. We normally used to wear the hats made of the skin of a colobus monkey. Colobus monkey can be found in East Africa, and they are black and white in color. Colobus monkey, so they make the headgear. I think even our army in some years back, they had a band. So those who used to beat the drums and the trumpets and blow the trumpets and the rest, they always wore that whatever. So when you see these people in Britain wearing something with animal fur on, they took it from us, all right? The ostrich feathers, and you can see in very old photos, you can check online, Pinterest. If you have Pinterest, you can go there, you can see the warriors were wearing something around their face like this. It's like a shield, but you can only see the face. And this side around is ostrich feathers. And ostrich feathers, you'll just Google and see where they can be found. They are native to Africa, and the colobus monkey as well, especially eastern part of Africa, all right? So these are the goods they traded, and this is ancient times, all right? So we will find the people mentioned in the scriptures, all right? So traders in East Africa, we had Persians, Indians, Arabs, we had Chinese. So Chinese were coming here from ancient times, all right? Items traded in the African coast those days, ostriches for their feathers, the apes, the monkeys. They took gold, frankincense, wood, lions, ivory, acacia, all right? And there is another wood called ebony. When people tell you are ebony dark, ebony black, there's a wood called ebony. I don't know if it has another name, all right? So we are going to talk about the person I've just shown you. Put, foot, punt, all right? Punt, put are
Moving over,
ancient
Dada.
merchants.
There you go.
Like this.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Put, foot is punt, same name, all right? They are ancient merchants, all right? On the East African coast. They were in the East African coast. East African coast, we can call it also Mocha or Mocha or Motsa. In my tribe, when we say East, we say Mocha. So when I saw the word, I was surprised. We say Mocha, Iriani, Sugusu, and I forgotten the north. So Mocha is East. So when they tell you that the three wise men came from the East, Mocha, they were coming from East Africa when they went to see the child, all right? So normally they will write like M-O-K-A, or they will write like this, you know, coffee mocha? Because coffee was discovered in Ethiopia. And then it was brought to Arabia by these very merchants. So it's very possible they called the coffee mocha because it's coming from East, all right? So the Most High doesn't care about the middle of the north, of the south, and the middle of the west, no. To the Most High, East is East, West is West, all right? So now you know the biblical East. When you read your scriptures, the biblical East is the Horn of Africa and Eastern Africa. That is East. When he tells you the Sea of the East, that is the East. So don't go anywhere else. Don't go far east or middle of the middle, no. So then we had, so I've told you, sometimes they write M-O-T-S-A, Motsa, T-S, Motsa, 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 Mocha, Mocha, the same word. It means East. So Mocha, Mocha is East Africa. Although as time went by, they started moving the maps. So they took Mocha again and put it near Yemen. That is how they move things, all right? So what else? So the Punt must live near Egypt because they are brothers to the Egyptians and probably have the same physical appearance and wear the same outfits, maybe put their hair the same way, just like the Egypt. They might have some cultural similarities. Then these people of Put, because they are living near Sidon and Phoenicia, they must have a forest where the cedar trees used to come from. So Lebanon must be in their lands. So that is another point. So where they took the cedar must be in close to their lands, all right? So they must be next to the Phoenicians and they must be next to the tribe of Zebulun, because that is the boundary with the tribe of Zebulun. And another thing, they must be near the Harbor of Peace, Dar es Salaam, all right? So they must be near the Harbor of Peace. So they are living on the same coastline. They didn't go to the Mediterranean. They are just on the Indian Ocean. As you go down, you go towards the Red Sea. Even though you are on the Red Sea, you are on the African continent, on the African side. You get it? So, all right, you're together. The Red Sea was changed by the Romans.
Dada,
The Red Sea,
before you move on, Manzambi has
Yes.
a question.
okay.
I noticed
Yes.
that, you're showing us about the East and, things of the East, and you said matzah, mocha, and makkah. And you said also near the harbor of peace.
Yes.
And, to see that, what came across my mind is, we know Tanzania is in the East. And, I thought about Dar es Salaam, which is place of peace. And I said harbor of peace, is that like same region?
Yes, Kembo, exactly. That is the harbor of peace, Dar es Salaam. Yes.
Wow.
That is Azania, where the children of the Most High were taken from. The Zanj.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so we will come to the meaning of that Zanj. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're on point. Now I know my students are following.
Dada, they have some comments over here too. King Miguel or Queen Kelly said that in Jamaica, they have a place called Mocha. Also, we know that we
Wow.
carried our words. Even we in America, we're finding out that we had words that were Bantu words growing up. We just didn't know it. We just thought it was just everyday words. Mama Nicholas said that they have a place in Trinidad called Mocha, M-O-K-A, and Jamaica's M-O-C-H-A. Yeah, we're all the same people. And then Queen Deets had a question for you, I think. Let me see if
above, go up a little bit. There you go.
She said, where is ancient Lebanon location?
I'm going to that.
Yes, I thought you were going to get to that. Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yes, this is just an introduction.
Okay.
Yes. Welcome. Then we're going to Zion. So most of you have heard Kenyans saying, this is Zion, but when you ask them to explain, they can't explain much. They know, but they don't know it's an ancient word, there is a meaning, and even some doubt. They say, maybe these people are making up stories. So I will help our people today, all right? So Zion, Eziongebar, Zangweba, same word, the ports, the coasts of the people of Zion, the daughters of Zion, all right? Other names will be after the Persians and the other people kept on coming, they kept on changing the pronunciation and spelling of the words. So you have Zanzibar, you have that place called Zangweba, still called other names like Zanzibar and the rest, all right? So some mountains and rivers are also called Zion and Zayo, and we're going to understand what is the meaning or could be the meaning of Zion, and why these people from the east coast of Africa have been telling us about this, right? So we say the wise men from the east, Mocha, East Africa, went to see the baby with incense, gold, and myrrh. My sister told me it's myrrh because I'm sorry, I can't roll the tongue. You know how Americans roll the tongue when you say R? It's very difficult for us, but I will try. Myrrh, and we're going to realize that the myrrh and the frankincense is native to East Africa. And it's grown East Africa, even up to the Cape, all right? So we must know if this man came from Mocha, which is East, which East? Then the East must be what? Must have the frankincense, must have the gold and the myrrh, right? Because these are the things they carried to go and see the baby. So East African coast traded with King Solomon, they traded with Kush, and they traded with Saba. So Saba, Sheba, Sabaeans, many people were called Saba. Sheba, there was a person in the lineage of Joktan was called Saba, Sheba. There was a person in the lineage of Kush called Sheba, and there was Sheba also in the lineage of the Midianites. So you can see in old maps, they used to write Ethiopia, like all sub-Saharan Africa, they used to write Ethiopia. That means the people of Sheba were the people controlling the trade in the sub-Saharan, like those areas you see them writing as Ethiopia. So the people of Sabteka were there, the people of Rama, they were even going up to South Africa. They were reaching there, doing trade, and we will see that in all these areas, starting from the Horn of Africa, we have these leopards that they used to hunt and these elephants and those kind of people. So some people will ask, why didn't the children of the Most High hunt the elephants and get the rhinoceros horn for themselves, kill the panthers for themselves, get the monkeys for themselves? You know, it seems like in those days, these Sidonians, they were good warriors, they were good in doing that. They were good hunters. They knew how to use the bow and the arrow. I don't say the children of Judea didn't know how to use that, but could be there was a reason. And you know, now they're using the sea. It's very easy to ferry things by sea than going into the jungle where there are so many animals, hunting them, and then you're carrying the hunt with your bare hands, with your bare back, all right? So we will see that. And that coastline between Kenya and Tanzania was called Zangweba. Zangweba, as we will find out, is Azania, all right, is Azania. And Azania means the Most High listens, all right? So you see the name of Tanzania is Tanzania, T, and then Azania. And it is this spirit of Azania that liberated South Africa from apartheid. So everything is spiritual. Just like the people in Haiti liberated themselves, the same way the spirit of Azania, the spirit of the children of Azania, Zangweba, who were nicknamed Zanj by the Chinese, and the name changed to Zanzi by the Persians and the Arabs. So the name is like evolving and evolving, but the original name was Azania. Azania can also mean Zion. Like anywhere we put a port, anywhere we had a harbor of the children of the Most High, we will call that place Zion. Now you get it. Because people are saying, these Kenyans have been saying for years, this is Zion, that is what they mean. The ports of the children of Zion were in their land. So those are the ships of Tarshish. Those are the ships of Tarshish. The ships of Tarshish were docking in the Kenyan port, a very ancient port between Mombasa and Malindi. So that is where King Solomon built his ships. And he's not building in a foreign territory, no. This person who was called Tarshish was a Benjamite. That is why he had that confidence, like, this is a Muntu, this is a Bana, I don't have a problem. So he built his ships in the shores of this person called Tarshish, who was a Benjamite. So when Jonah is told to go to Nineveh, and he takes the ships of Tarshish, he knows, if I'll take the ships of, I will be with my people, you see. That's why he feared to go to Nineveh, because people there were wicked. But he says, I can take the ships of Tarshish, they will take me back to my people. So it seems that these ships of Tarshish used to navigate that area, but at the same time, because the people from that place, Kenya, Malindi, and Somalia, are ancient merchants, and they build ships. So the Sidonians built their own ship, and Solomon had his ships in Tarshish. So these people are the oldest sailors. These are the oldest sailors. They are the oldest merchants. All right. Now, tell your children, the first people to sail, to make ships, are the people of Zion, the people of the Most High. So that was the boundary probably of between the Northern Kingdom and the other people of Cush, the Sidonians and the Phoenicians. But there is even some lands that are within the Phoenicians that had to be taken, but were not taken. But for now, because we know the port of Mombasa, which is Tarshish, okay, we will just put our boundary in Kenya for now. But possibly it would have gone even to near to Somalia and the rest. So now we have seen Mocha, we have seen Zion, and we have seen that the spirit of Azania liberated South Africa, all right? So there were many uprisings when we were fighting for independence. There was a Hehe uprising in Tanzania, there was Majimaji rebellion, there was Mau Mau in Kenya, amongst other revolutions and rebellions that led to our independence. So most of the things were spiritual. So when you are going to war, you had to do it also in a spiritual way, so that you will win, you can be able to win the war. So when South Africa was under apartheid, there are so many things. I'll be sharing with you some secrets, Banabeto. There are some things that happened underground. My dad was in the army. I was a child that time when South Africa was gaining independence, and I love to read. So I think when I was about 7 years, I could read a newspaper, and the library was just in front of our house. So when South Africa got independence, even the children in the army barracks were rejoicing. They even don't know history, they don't know apartheid, they don't know anything. But it was all over the news, Voice of America, in BBC, and the children were rejoicing because those songs of liberation songs that were sung by South Africans, we were listening to them all over Africa. So there is a song even the children used to just interpret by themselves, and they will keep on singing, "Release Mandela, aye." It is a song sung in their mother tongue, maybe with a different meaning, but they used to sing, "Release Mandela, release," and you see. So when South Africa was planning how they can get free, their own freedom, at least a little freedom, what happened? There were some people from the Pan-African movement. So that is why I'm telling you, Bana Betu, we are the children of Sonini. Let us not just preach this word without action. There are people there, we might laugh at them and saying, these Pan-Africans, they don't know what they are doing. But those people do something that is, you know, something that is huge. And then the funny thing is, these are people who are Pan-Africanist, but they know the importance of spirituality. So they called that struggle Azania. And when they were fighting for independence, you see the wife of Nelson Mandela had to take her children to neighboring countries, and they kept her children for her, at least one baby, and maybe the other remained with the mom. But the other countries were supporting underground. And Tanzania played a big role. That is what most people don't understand. Tanzania played a big role in the liberation of South Africa. So the spirit of Azania was still alive. So our ancestors died, but their spirit still lives. So what happened? They came to Tanzania and they planned and how they will get the funds, and they hid. They were hiding even those people who were going to do the revolution. And so many things happened because now our people could not run to Europe, could not run to other places. Maybe they could be killed, or those kind of things would happen to them. You know very well the legend musician Miriam Makeba. She sang against apartheid, and she was thrown out of the country, and she lived in exile for more than maybe 30 years or 40 years. So it was that bad in South Africa. So the Azania struggle helped South Africa to gain at least the kind of little independence they have. Let us not forget that. Number two, the national anthem of South Africa is the same song in Tanzania. It's only the language. The tune and the meaning and the words is the same. All right? So you will go and listen to the national anthem of Tanzania and South Africa. The colors of the flag, just leave about the reds and the blue, because the Afrikaans people had to involve themselves, include themselves. So they wanted it to be a rainbow country and something of the sort. But the black, the green, the blue are the same colors of the flag of Tanzania. Same national anthem. The Most High bless Africa, the same meaning, the same song, the same tune. And this song, national anthem of Tanzania and the national anthem of South Africa, is one of the best national anthems in the whole world. Ask yourself why. The spirit of Azania. If the spirit of Banabetu is behind anything, that's why we sing so well, we act so well, we do everything so well, including our people in diaspora. So I'm including everybody. I'm not leaving anybody outside. If I talk about Tanzania, no, I'm talking about the whole of Africa. Okay, so the spirit of Azania helped them to win and to get their little independence, and the Most High is going to help them get their full independence in the future. The Most High is working also behind the scenes. Okay, and another thing with Tanzania, South Africa. All right, Kenya has a national anthem, and many people in the world love the song. And it's normally sung because we have good athletes. So they normally do well in the games, in the athletics. So the national anthem is sung most of the time. But people don't know the spirit behind this national anthem that is sung in Kenya. This national anthem we sing in Kenya, they sing in the Olympics, other countries, other people, even Chinese, say this song is so nice, was adopted from a Pokomo lullaby. The lullaby, the song you sing for your baby to sleep. A Pokomo lullaby. Who are the Pokomo? The Pokomo people are people who are related to the Zanj people who were taken to slavery from Zangweba. So the Pokomo people are sisters to the people of Zangweba, Eziongebar. You get it? So this song goes to South Africa, coming from Azania. It does wonders. This song sung in Tanzania is doing wonders. And their sister, who is a Pokomo, his tune is used to create a song that became the national anthem of Kenya. So you can go and check those national and check the words and what they sing, what they mean. All right, now you know that spirituality is very, very important. So from there, we have a lot. Let me rush. So we've said the ships of Tarshish, the ships of King Solomon, in Kenya, Malindi. These are ancient ports before the birth of the Messiah. All right, it can be written as Zangweba, Ziongebar. All right, it's Azania, all that port from Kenya and Tanzania. All right. So people call a mountain in Kenya Zion, they call the port. There's even rivers they call Zio, Zion. Even in old maps, you'll see rivers at the coastline called Zio. And now you understand when those Kenyans tell you, coming from Zion, now you understand that this is where our ancestor built his ships, all right? So we were doing trade, and we were not the only merchants, don't forget that. And we didn't have everything for ourselves, so we even bought from other nations. But other nations, the nations in Africa, not in other lands. So when the scripture tells you that from Persia, we went to Persia, it might mean other lands or the Persian territories that were in Africa. Because sometimes you find there is a time Egypt was even called Persia because the Persians had conquered that land. So it is the same way when a British comes to East Africa, takes the land, and he calls that place British East Africa. A German comes to the land in Tanzania and calls that land German East Africa. They come, they name a lake, Lake Victoria. They come, they name a mountain, a river, in so many names, their own names. So that's what they used to do. They conquer lands and name them their own names. So when you're reading the Bible and it's saying they came from Persia, it is those territories that were taken completely or completely conquered by the Persians. So there was Persian, Egypt, Persian, even in Tunisia, even in the Sudan. So they conquered those lands and they called them Persia. So Persians have been here for many centuries. So how do I know that the Persians were in the east coast of Africa or in Africa in general? In Swahili and even other Bantu languages, we call curtains pazia. All right? Yes, very good. Yeah, you can see Egypt is called Persia because now the Persians were there. And then on the other side, across the Red Sea, you can see Sheba. That is not the original land of Sheba, but Sheba, as we will see, went later afterwards and went to trade. After they had created a kingdom called Aksum, they moved to Arabia and probably settled in Yemen and Oman and traded there because they were good merchants. So that is how it came about, all right? So we call curtains pazia, literally Persia, even today. So if you ask a person who speaks Swahili, what is the name of a curtain? They will tell you Persia, because they sold curtains to us. All right, so they were here. That is how we know they were here, right? So from that, we have seen about the liberation.
Hey, Dada, can I add something there too, if you don't mind?
Yes, yes.
Real quick, the Persians and the Arabs worked together. They were business. They had a business, and we know what that business was on the east coast of Africa, where they were enslaved in what they
Yes.
call the Zanj people, or the Zanji people, land of the black, which were the Bantus, because the Bantus were the first people to inhabit the land of Tanzania, Zanj people. So the Persians were black people, and actually the gentleman that was our personal tour guide, he was Persian, and he was darker than, you know, Manzambi Zola was, and he come from the oh, help me out, the group of it escaped me, but the Shirazi, the Shirazi people.
Shirazi.
Yes, he said his people were Shirazi people. So and
Shirazi is Persian.
yes, and he was Persian, and King Cyrus we know was over Persia, and there's information I found in just our article. He was referred to as a Negro. These people are all black people, as she's stating. It is so, and they have them in their articles. You have to dig for them, so they have lied and hidden this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, you're.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Unmute. Unmute yourself. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. I was trying to mute us. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. It's very true what Dada is saying, because when you come here to the middle of the middle, in these Arabian lands, you will find Negro-looking people. And when you meet some people from those parts of Asia, they are melanin, they are Negro-looking, and you wonder what really happened. So it's very possible that the Persians and it's not even saying possibility, it's 100% they were dark people. Because you find that we have Indians who are black, very dark. And when you go to Cameroon, there is a tribe in Cameroon that speaks their language with some words from the Indian language. So you ask yourself, were the Persians there too? Exactly, they're speaking, I will remember which kind of language, because the Indians have some ancient languages and they have many languages. I will remember the language they were speaking. So even some people in abroad and some Indians were just surprised why Black people are speaking Indian words in the middle of the continent of Africa. So it is a possibility, and the probability is 100% that these people were dark and they were here and they stayed for a very long time. And yeah, and you can see that all right. And you can see that we borrowed some words from their language, from the Persian language. We borrowed some words, not the grammar, not the phonetics. Our language is our language, but there are some words we borrowed from them. Yes, the Persians could have been just people who were Negroid like us, and even the Arabs, many those days were just had melanin. So the people you see that are light skinned are the people who came the revolution of their religion. So they are coming from the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire was very big, coming all the way from Turkey and carrying a lot of things. So they even came and whited out all Arabia. But here in these lands, there were people with the melanin, all right? So when we see scripture, we have to take ourselves to the ancient times. So we will go and read some scriptures very, very fast. So just a summary of what we will see in the scriptures is Jeremiah 37:1 5 and 5, verse 5 to 7, Jeremiah 37, verse 1, and also verse 5, sorry, to 7. So you see that during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, Egypt wanted to defend Isolele. So you know that these are our neighbors. There are times we were in good terms, there are times we fought each other. So in 2 Chronicles 9 and 12, you see the queen of Sheba, Cush, Egypt, and house of Jacob. So maybe when they are encompassed by enemies, and then they will come together and try to help each other. So you can see there was a relationship between Egyptians, Cush, and Solomon, which was a trade relations. They traded together. So now we know our neighbors. Cush, we know Egypt, and Put, and the other people. So those are our neighbors. Psalms 105 proves that Egypt was in the land you call now Africa. So these are our neighbors. And in Jeremiah 42,